This is Do You Pylon with Slacker Girl Racing. I'm Angela. What I'm about to show you is a little different. I said I was going to do some new content this year, and I am. So I'm going to grab some friends and get them in my R, and then just chat with them. First up is Jennifer Bedell, who I've known for years, but you will see that in the video. One thing that I do ask, and I do apologize for in advance, is to please turn up the volume. Yes, I'm working on getting a microphone, doing the research to find out which one is best for the GoPro Hero 8. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little chat that I had with my friend Jen, or JJ, or whatever. She's fast. She's so fast. And we've been doing this about the same amount of time. Wow, there's hope for me yet. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Turn up the volume, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Until then, stay off the cones. Bye! I'm Angela with Slacker Girl Racing and Do You Pylon, and I have Jennifer Bedell with me. Jennifer, we met here at SGMP, how many years ago? Do you remember?
Yeah, it had to be 2012 or 2011. It was probably God. No, it was 2012.
2012.
It was 2012 because I did my first national event was nationals in 2011, I think.
Okay.
And then this was my first one that wasn't Nats.
Because
and
it was
I had no idea, I didn't know that many people here, and I had never been down here before. I didn't know how to find the place, and I ran into you I don't know, in the first 10 minutes I was here.
Yes.
It feels like.
I remember you came in with the truck and a trailer with a Lotus Elise on it, and I'm like, and then you are the only person that got out, and you were handling everything yourself. I'm like, I gotta talk to this girl. When I can meet people that do it themselves, because that was me. I was running my SMF car by myself. Now, I don't have a truck or a trailer, so it was never an SMF car. I know. But
it was an SMF car.
But I met somebody else that was running the car themselves, and that's what I thought was so cool.
It's a little bit unusual, and so yeah, it was really cool to meet somebody else doing that. And yeah, but it's amazing how many times you come out here and somebody says oh, so is your husband's car, or what's your husband do, or where's he, or whatever. Because, and it's not a diss, it's just that's the default, is most people are here with a partner.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I started autocrossing with my friend Leslie, with her boyfriend. And then they weren't really dedicated to it, and I became dedicated to it, and I just had to get up and go, all right, I'm just gonna show up. I want to run my car. I love the relationship I had with JC. I wanted to be out there with my car. What was it like for you to keep going?
So it's interesting. I was going to ask you, when you started, you started autocrossing with these people, and then you started going on your own. Did you find that when you got there were people who helped give you a leg up once you got there? Were there people who were familiar enough where they were like, hey, Angela, come to lunch with us? Or, hey, Angela, do you need a hand with that tire change?
Not at first. I mean, I think when you show up and you start changing tires by yourself and you have a lot of car knowledge, the guys just kind of look at you like, should I back away from her or should I talk to her? And it's really, I always put it on me. Dude, if I just approach you and start talking to you, or ask you a question, then they're gonna figure me out. Mm-hmm. That's how I always looked at it. So, and then as time went on, people would tell me, I've always watched you race, I've seen your improvements, and I appreciated comments like that, because I was always nervous. I would get to the line, and I'm like, what happens if I can't do this? Mm-hmm. Within my first couple of years, I'm like, what happens if people can't, they don't think, oh, why is she here, Mm-hmm. Big battle, it's a mental game, we all know that, but did you have anything like that when you started?
So I got started in 2008 because I had, out of college, I had bought this MR2 Spider, and I always knew I wanted to do something sporty with it, but I didn't want to put a roll cage in it and wreck it. And so autocross seemed like the way. And I raced locally a number of years by myself. So I got into it by myself, but the local club was really good, and I was really lucky in that early on I met Chris and Eric Peterson. And Chris has been my co-driver now for a scary amount of time, 11 years or something like that. And so then when I got the Elise, I would see them at local events, we started hanging out some. And so then when I got the Elise and I went to Nats, I showed up last minute, I have no idea what I'm doing, all that. And I felt like I just landed in a safety net. They were like, here's where you're gonna paddock, and here's where you're going to have lunch, and here's, and here, have a margarita. And it was so nice because I felt like I had a built-in support network already. But I do think that the anxiety you're talking about happens to a lot of people, and what I always try to tell new drivers is nobody's watching you at the line to make fun of how terrible you are. Exactly. Nobody cares how bad you are because they're all too busy being worried about how bad they are, or they've got that one person in their grid that they're running against, and they're obsessed with that person's times. They're not thinking about you. You're slow out there, you're fast out there, you hit every cone on course. nobody cares.
Or they're hoping that you get that clean run in, or they're hoping that you get the one on
Maybe
course.
they're pulling for you. If they notice you at all, they're pulling for you.
Exactly. That is the craziest part about the sport. When people come into the sport, they, you know, I always pay attention to the novices. Like, I don't know what your guys' novices, but our novices are crazy. They're jumping, high-fiving. They're so, I knocked 2 seconds off. And it reminds me how much I love the sport, because even when I find 2/10, I'm like, holy crap, I found 2/10.
I did it.
I found it.
I do sometimes wish I could go back to that novice place though, where
I know.
where you just get these huge chunks of improvement and you get high on it, like, yeah, I'm doing it. And then like I come out here and I'm like, I need 1/2 tenth. Or I come out here right now. I mean, my big struggle right now is like I'm doing well in my class, but I look at the open times, and now I'm trying to run trophy or podium open times, and I'm like, I look at there and I'm like, I have to find a second, and I don't know where it is anymore. And it used to be so easy to look at video and look at data and say, well, there's the second.
Right.
And now it's like, I don't know.
So do you feel like, because I always feel like if I could just get a coach in my car to get me on these faster courses, to show me it's going to be, like, they're sitting in the passenger seat. They know the car. That's how I feel when I'm with a novice. You got this. Go ahead, put the gas down. But I always feel like if I could just find that person to sit and local, Angela's a fast course. You got this. Hit your marks. You got this. I feel like then I would get faster at these courses out here. Because I'm like you. Well, I'm not as far as off as you. I'm trying to find 3 seconds or 2.5 seconds to get in with the open classes that are running at nationals. And then 8 seconds when I go to ladies class at nationals. That's going to improve, because the mental anxiety, the high performance, that's all being dealt with. So yay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dr. Laura. Woohoo. But anyway, I know that you drove while you were pregnant at 6 months, and I was like, she is such a badass when I met her. And then she's like, oh, so what? The kid will learn how to hit the brake pedal. We'll be fine. And like, in the Lotus Elise, which most people are like, there's room in that car?
The hardest part of racing the Elise when you're like 7 months pregnant is getting out of it. Because getting into it, you have gravity on your side, but getting out of it, like, it's an acquired skill. It's a whole other thing to not look like an idiot.
Like, can I please have an ejector seat, or a seat that turns or something?
Right, some sort of like lift, anything, like somebody give me a hand. No. But
it's a strong car. It could just,
try.
Just,
Well, yeah, and you're not allowed to hang on the windshield because it'll bend. You're not allowed to put, yeah, no, you can't put pressure on anything in that car. It's like, you have to learn to anchor yourself up by the seat. Like, it's ridiculous, but I mean, I think you'd be doing good to get a driver in the car, and then I would run Solo Storm and run data.
I do.
Because
I probably forgot to shut that off, by the way. But
we all do. Halfway home, it'll be like beep beep beep, and my card fills on the camera. Yeah. But I think that if you got a driver in the car and you ran data against them, and my advice would be to get somebody like not the top driver in open,
right,
but like a mid-pack driver in open, because what you want is somebody where like you can see the difference in your speed lines at different points on course and be like, I can do that now. I can go out there and I can map the throttle like they did in the place that they did. And you just start chipping away at them. And that helped me and Chris a lot early in our careers, like, we're distinguished people.
We do really win money at this event. It's called, contingencies, but
doing that leapfrogging with somebody who's close to your level is, in my opinion, the fastest way to get faster, because you have then attainable goals that aren't so far that it's not somebody who's blowing you away where you're like, I don't even know how to get to where they are. It's somebody where when you're in the passenger seat and they're driving, you're like, I see what you did there and I can do that.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up with you.
Super fun chatting with you as always.
We have been friends for so long. I know, and you've been so supportive. We were right here. I know. We were at a match tour. I was at a match tour at South Florida, it was a match tour in South Florida, and she texted me and said, I don't know who this other guy is, but you need to go kick his ass. And I was like, that is the first time anyone has ever reached out to me and supported me like that. So thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Or JJ or what.
Yes, all of that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, because it was just like, holy crap, someone thinks I can win and they believe in me. Like,
I know you can win.
Half a second. Linda Duncan slammed that last run. I was 14 thousandths out of trophies or in trophies. I couldn't hear, and I was like, okay. And then Linda comes in and slams the run. I'm like, I'm so proud of her. I can't.
That's the great thing, especially honestly about ladies grid in the sport, is like, you're like, I'm gonna get you. Oh, that was good, girl. You go. Like,
We're just like, fine.
she came through and she was so excited. She wanted to tell everybody about it. And that's what I love about the sport is like,
Yes.
you get to watch other people succeed and you get to just be happy for them.
And the thing about the ladies class, why I run ladies at national tours and nationals, is because you get that afterwards.
I feel like the vast majority of ladies grids are just really mutually supportive.
They're just like, hey, cool, we did it.
We're all doing it. We're out here doing it, and it's better than not doing it.
Oh my God.
We're already winning.
We're not working today.
Exactly.
And we're not home on the couch today.
Yep. We're out here enjoying this beautiful weather.
Yeah. Dry thoughts.
Sweet.
All right.
Safe travels home.
You too, girl. Thank you. All right. And